Hey guys, how's it going? It's Charlotte and Mikey on this Monday's American Grit Live. So, we've got a couple of fun things to talk about.
Couple things, yeah.
Yeah.
Some good news, some bad news.
Yep.
Yeah.
Outback Daddy, for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. We got to kind of apologize for something from last week. A couple other big things coming up, so stick around.
Stay tuned. All right, guys, and we're back. So,
I think before we get started, we need to kind of come clean on something. Last week we made some lieutenant jokes.
A little bit of fun.
Poked a little fun because of our experiences in the military. We make fun of lieutenants that get lost often. And this one kind of had a bad ending.
We talked about the West Point Academy kid who was missing at the time. Unfortunately, he's been found.
Yeah, he was found and unfortunately was not alive.
Yep. So he apparently committed suicide in the basement of the academy, but had left some notes on Snapchat about it beforehand. Yeah. So kind of turning it around a little bit, guys, pay attention. Right? Pay attention to your buddies when they're posting stuff on social media. Look for those underlying clues. I know we've been talking about suicide quite a bit lately, unfortunately. It's really becoming an epidemic.
It's always part of the conversation, and it always needs to be part of the conversation because it is an important thing that affects both the veteran community and the active duty ranks. Yep. Including young lieutenants who are, going through arduous training and whatnot. And so
they said he was a pretty top-notch candidate. So
yeah, they said nothing but good
right?
things about him. You never know what's going on in his life, but that's why you should stay involved with the people that are around you and pay attention. But yeah, we yeah. I mean, lieutenants do get lost sometimes. So I mean, I'm pretty sure our audience knew the joke and everything. But we wanted, we have some integrity here, and we wanted to call it out and be like, you know what, that's our bad. So yeah.
All right, well,
so now
it's too heavy for me.
Let's shake that one off. Let's shake that one off because we got awesome news, Charlotte. We got awesome news.
What happened? What happened this weekend, Mikey?
Oh, we smoked a scumbag. We smoked Outback Daddy, finally.
Outback Daddy,
dude, they've been looking for that cat for years, man.
Yeah.
I remember the Russians thought they killed him.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
we were like, let's more than once. They were like, no, we got him. I'm like, didn't you do that like 6 months ago?
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, commies.
We
got him.
Ended up catching him in that. What's that place we're trying to leave? What's that place?
Starts with an S. What is that?
Rhymes with Schmeria.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Yep. And the best part is like how he went. Like, he went like a little bitch.
For real.
Fur missile chased him down a tunnel, and then he, unfortunately, 3 of his children were with him. Yeah,
he took the kids with him. Like, in all the reports that I've seen, he, like basically forced the kids to run down the tunnel with him.
Yeah, and then detonated a suicide vest.
So, on a positive note, the puppy is only injured.
Yep. The military working dog.
Yeah. I call them all puppies.
The little fur missile operator. He made it, which is that made me happy. We lost 0 personnel and no dogs on that. That's awesome. A win-win, man.
So 2 other service members were also injured, but they've returned back. They're
good to go, man.
Weren't they Delta Force true operaters?
Probably they're 'tis a scratch.
Just merely a flesh wound.
Just, Dia Presa Libre in my ass. They got him. So that's awesome. Congratulations to those guys on the team. Congratulations to America. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, that's just a good win.
And from everything else that I've read, there's no ISIS successor. I can't even say it. ISIS successor.
You know why you can't say it? Because it's not a thing.
It's
just not a thing that you need to say.
Right.
There's no successor.
There's not going to be one
to the ISIS leadership, which is if you want to call it that.
Well,
I mean.
Oh well, I mean, Washington Post. What did they say? Washington Post made a little flib at
the
first.
Washington Post, man. WAPO. We got to talk about your your descriptions in the headlines there, man.
Oh, well, I mean, they instantly retracted it.
Yeah.
Instantly retracted it.
If you haven't looked it up, it's all over Twitter, and a lot of people are making fun of it. It's pretty funny. Yeah. they basically were like, longtime leader of CalFit something. What was it?
I don't remember.
It's something.
I meant to write it down. I meant to write it down.
Out.
Austere. Hold on. It's austere religious scholar.
Yeah.
Austere religious scholar.
Yeah. It's like almost complimentary to the guy, and it's like, why can't you just say terrorist scumbag?
Yeah.
Terrorist scumbag is now dead.
He's definitely a scholar now. Learned his lesson on blowing himself up.
Yeah.
Dummy.
You know, I mean, enjoy those virgins. I hope they all look like me. What a piece of shit. Good riddance, man. I'm just glad the puppy. Man. I'm glad the puppy made it. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, I tried to find updates to see, you know, how it was doing, and couldn't find anything other than it just received some injuries. So,
yeah, well, I mean, that dog's Delta Force too, man. They'll talk about that.
Of course,
you guys play their cards close to the chest, and that's how I like it. I like them like that. All right, I don't want to know all their ins and outs and stuff that they do. You know, I feel safe at night knowing we got pure badasses out there that are willing to go out and do those sorts of things.
Two-legged and four-legged.
Two-legged and four-legged, absolutely. You know, so the virgins are all goats. I'm with it, dude. I'm with it. Man.
So, you know, some commie action is also happening. Somebody's
big mad. Yeah, North Korea's running out of patience with the U.S.
Running out of patience.
Dude, your patience means nothing to us, you fat little entitled troll. Like, you know, when we get to you, we'll get to you. But until then, sit down there, you piece of garbage.
Look,
you know,
we had to smoke Baghdadi.
Yeah. Yeah, we had bigger fish to fry.
Now, we've got some other stuff going on. So if we have time to negotiate about your nuclear options, maybe we'll try to.
Yeah, maybe. All right, but the fact that you think you're our priority is pretty arrogant, dude, because we have a lot of crap going on in the world. And sorry, North Korea, you're like... You know, we're not about playing with the JV team quite yet. You know what I mean? Like, we're not looking for a scrimmage. We're looking for a game. So, yeah. Speaking of games, Astros up 1 in the series. I know we don't usually talk about sports on here, but you know, as a Bostonian and Red Sox fan, they beat the Yankees. They're good in my book, so I'm all about Go Stros. So,
I know quite a few of even our coworkers will highly disagree. They're all a lot of people here are wanting the Nationals to win. I ain't about that life, man. I'm also Stros.
I'm all about the Stros, man. I'm an American League guy. You know, because America. So, yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. How about tell me? I hear there's something going on with Lyft.
Yeah,
Lyft's
man.
doing a cool program.
So something I saw over the weekend is the rideshare company Lyft is wanting to offer free rides to anyone that's going to a job interview. Then on top of that, after you get the job, they're willing to give you about your first 3 weeks free until you can kind of start bringing in some money. See,
that's cool. That's a cool idea. You know, that's one of the biggest things that I've heard from veterans. Especially, I've heard a lot of complaints about that. Is like, what if I don't have a car? What if I don't have a ride to get to these job interviews, to get to these Lyft's actually stepping up and saying, you know what, we got you, man. We got your back on this, and they're going to help you out. And I think that's cool. I appreciate that about them, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's...
I don't see Uber doing it.
Yeah.
Just shit together, Uber.
God. Jeez.
God. And you know the cabs aren't. You know, taxis are so mad. They're like, cab drivers are still so mad about this stuff. It's so great. It's so great. I remember there for a while there in San Antonio, they outlawed Uber for a little bit because there was some problem with between the cab companies and everything.
Was it San Antonio or Austin?
It was both. I think it was both. I remember I went out on contract to Afghanistan. Before I left, I was able to Uber. When I came back on leave, I was not able to Uber. And then when I came back from the contract, I was able to Uber again. So
I don't know. I was probably deploying in and out of the country myself too.
Yeah,
so
I
don't keep up with any of that.
Me.
You know.
Yeah.
So all right.
He says, Uber. Oh man, Marines, you
Yeah.
On behalf of my service, I think I can say this: you got to stop being scumbags. You got to stop, man. We make the headlines. You know, they tell us all the time that, like, you know, when a Marine gets in trouble, it never says his name. It always says U.S. Marine does this.
Right.
You know, and it's like, you know, you want to uphold these standards that you're so proud of. You got to stop being scumbags. And
back in 2013, they originally thought a Marine shot himself. But then after a little more digging, and apparently even his wife said, oh, yeah, he shot himself.
Yeah.
But then this cat's friend sent a message to his mom.
To the guy's mom, yeah.
Saying, hey, we're pretty sure something else shady happened. And another Marine has now officially been charged in accidentally shooting him.
Well, he pled guilty to it. He pled guilty to it. Basically what happened is, I think they were messing around at a party and dude negligently discharged a weapon and it went through the guy's eye, killed his friend. They said that he committed suicide via an accident, and no one rage parties like the Corps for sure. Right?
I mean, but
rage partying, this is when rage partying goes bad, man. They killed the guy, and he got sentenced to 14 to 26 months, basically for like a negligent homicide charge and manslaughter. So, guys, 4 weapon safety rules, they still apply. All right, even when you're at home, you know, like.
And it's not just, I mean, and at the end of the day, you guys, it's not just Marines. It's U.S. soldier, U.S. Navy person, it's anybody.
It's any responsible
really,
gun owner. You know?
It's
any responsible gun owner. You know, you want to be responsible. You want, you know, to maintain your Second Amendment right and all this and stuff. Guess what? That comes with the portion of that is, you know, being responsible and actually, you know, coming through with it. You know, so like, I don't know, man. Like, I think that, we need to do better in that aspect of the Second Amendment supporters and whatnot. They need to do better in that, and service members need to lead the way in that.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we're gonna be the best of the best, we need to act like the best of the best.
I agree. You know, even you Army of One people.
We're getting new toys though.
Yeah, the Army is getting new toys.
Dude, we are upping the game.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
Tell me about
it. You sent me an article earlier.
I sent you one about bullets.
Bullets.
You came back with all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, man. The Army, everything I've seen lately, getting new helos, new ground vehicles, new bullets. What say you now, Marine?
Well, we're stoked because we're going to get your guys' hand-me-downs. So all the nice shit you guys have now, we're going to get that. So instead of using 1970s technology, we're going to go to the 90s at least. So we're pretty excited. Like, if the Army, every time the Army gets new stuff, the Air Force gets new stuff, we get newer stuff. So I'm fine with it. I mean, we still use 29 Palms after the Army gave us that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's true.
Like, and don't be wrong. Like, in terms of 29 Palms, I understand why the Army didn't want it. Like, last time I was there, I only counted 12. Like, that place is garbage. All right, that place sucks. And if John was here, John would tell you he lived there. He knows that place well. He knows how miserable it is. But the Army originally had that, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't want this stuff no more."
I don't think I've ever heard anything good about 29 Palms.
See, Kevin gets it, man. Kevin knows exactly what it was. Let's face
it. The A2 can finally retire 60 years later.
Dude, I went to Fallujah with an A2. And like all the Air Force dudes had like these smoked out M4s, and I was rocking a straight A2 with like iron sights in 2004. Like it was I would see everybody else with optics and stuff like that. I was like, man.
2004, dude. I had my M16 in 2007, 2008. It was bad.
Yeah. You know,
it was real bad.
It's crazy. Twin Palms is the emo center of the Corps. Dude, if you've ever been there, you would understand why. Like, that place is just depressing and terrible. Because it's so extreme, man. It's like 120 degrees in the summertime during the hot months. And then during the winter months, it'll snow. And it's like, come on. It's like just the worst possible area.
I mean, at the same time, though, like Afghanistan, it's the same crap.
Well, that's why the quality of training is so good.
Why it's a good training location.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess northern Iraq, it snows a bit. I don't know.
Still has F the VC scratched into it. Get out of here.
That wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't surprise me if there was some Vietnam era stuff. Like they just changed the handguards off the A1s and made them A2s.
I mean, especially now since the Army finally dumped the ACU pattern and is going back to the
to multicam.
Yeah, it's back to the multicam, which is, you know, a lot more like the original BDU. Like it's hilarious. Oh, and we're going, you know, back to pinks and greens. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fancy uniform, man.
It is a fancy uniform.
One. That's like back when like
I haven't been
old
issued
school
it yet,
was
but
nice.
I'm
I
real
agree.
excited about it.
Yeah, I agree. I like that uniform on you guys. I mean, you're still never gonna mess with the Marine dress blues. I mean, but nobody can.
I know. It's
nobody
the one
can.
thing I regret is not regret, or I wish.
No, you heard it.
I wish.
Freudian slip.
No. Is I wish I would have met my husband when he was still in the Marines.
Yeah.
To see him in those blues.
Yeah. Well,
I will admit. They're pretty nice.
I don't know, man. Like, there's just so much work involved. Like, that was my only beef doing. And I lived in my blues, Toys for Tots, and like, you know, stuff when I was on I&I duty. Like, I mean, I lived in my blues for months and months at a time, and after a while, man, that shit gets old. Like, especially if you have a big neck.
Oh yeah.
That like pinch in your neck. It's like, you know.
Because even on our Army, even for women, like that collar's pretty.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Now, the cool thing about about the Marine dress blues is everything on that uniform follows tradition. Like the red piping means something, you know, it signifies our attachment to the British Royal Marines from back in the day and like our roots there. The buttons, the 13 stars on the buttons is for the 13 colonies. Like, I mean, the blood stripe, obviously the Battle of Chapultepec, things like that. Like every single thing in our uniform has something to do with the Marine Corps tradition. Right. Does the Army do that stuff, or is it just like, no, this looks fancy?
They do a little bit, which I think is ultimately why they're going back to the pinks and greens, because they want to give a bigger nod back to the history of all of it.
That's awesome. So, that's cool. All right. That's one thing that we always give the Army crap about, is that you guys aren't you don't stay true to your traditions the way we do. And the fact that you guys are going back to that, I think it's cool. We change
uniforms every time we sneeze. Yeah. And I have like 6 freaking things at home of nothing but old uniforms. It's ridiculous.
I don't doubt it, man.
So
like ridiculous. I was in during the change from the BDU pattern to the digital camis to the MARPAT. Yeah. And like all my stuff, just, you know, boxes of stuff.
It's so bad.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So that's awesome, man. We got a lot of stuff coming up here on the show.
We do. Like, it's pretty crazy. I think I've already planned out like up to December already.
Yeah.
Like with all
a lot of
stuff
good veteran
up.
organizations. You guys know that our Thursday shows, we do our veteran organization highlights.
Yeah.
You know,
this one, Children's Rescue Initiative.
That's
These
cool.
guys go into other countries and rescue kids.
See, that's awesome.
It's going to be real sweet. We're going to have a couple of the members here live in the show.
Yeah, so tune in Thursday for that. It's Thursday at 11.
Thursday at 11.
No, Thursday at 1. I'm wrong. It's Thursday at 1.
Thursday at 1. I even have it written down here. See, I told you I needed to scratch that part out.
Thursday at 1, that's our show. Next Monday, obviously, normal, same time, same bad channel.
Yep, next week we have 3 shows.
Yeah, next Tuesday is a big thing. Why don't you tell me about that one, Charlotte? That's cool.
So next week is Veteran Small Business Week. So I know that a lot of veterans now, it really seems to be the time for veterans to start up a business.
Yeah,
absolutely. It seems to be just a really big thing right now.
I just started one.
And you did.
I did. I'm not going to plug it because I don't think I'm allowed to. But yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's the other interesting thing.
Freedom Friends podcast.
But I think that something that I've noticed is as veterans in prior military, I think we all get bored because we don't do just one thing.
Well, I think our standards. I think we live in this world of standards, you know, and then like, you know, we go to the Kevin. My man. We go to like, you know, corporate levels and things like that. And it's just not the life that we're used to.
Yeah.
And we always, like we always look at things and how they're ran out in the civilian world, and we're like, that's not really how I would do it. How I would do it would be like this and blah blah blah. And we take that experiences and that knowledge that we have, and we place it into a business. Then we can, like.
But what I've noticed too is it's always multiple. I really don't think I've met a single veteran yet that's just kind of got a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
No, we're always into like multiple things. Like you've got Satmar. Yeah. Now you're doing Freedom Friends. You work here.
Yeah.
Like, me, I do the same thing. Still in the reserve. Here, I have 2 side businesses myself. We're multitaskers.
Well, and I think that's like just by proxy, we're multitaskers. The military has taught us how to multitask like that. And you're right, boredom plays a factor because we can't sit still.
Sun down.
Now our significant others aren't always happy with that. Because they're like, dude, will you calm down? Like, I know I get it a lot.
For real.
It's just part of our nature, man. Like we like moving and shaking, man. We like getting in there, we like being involved, we like helping each other out, and that's what's important.
So saying all of that,
all of that.
So next week,
we're going to talk about this next week too.
Business, the Small Business Association. We're having a couple members here on the show on the Tuesday panel.
Yeah.
And we're not really going to be on the show at all. We're just going to kind of mediate a little bit, but that's it. So this is really going to be a chance for our audience, you guys, to call in, comment, and everything, because we want your input, and this is your time to ask questions on how to start a small business. I know that there's going to be a rep from Grunt Style here. I don't know if it's Tim or Dan. I've got to double check, but I think one of them are going to be on the show in addition to the small business panels, plus a couple of the other larger companies around town. So definitely tune in, watch. If you've got questions, this is definitely the time. They're also Small Business Association themselves. They're doing something here Wednesday too. So yeah, should be pretty good.
Yeah. So, I'm excited for it. I think we'll get a lot of good info and a lot of good word out there to the people and stuff. So I think it'll be a positive.
Yeah, because next week is also 10 years of Grunt Style and Marine Corps birthday.
Marine Corps birthday's next Sunday. Yeah,
it's gonna be all kinds of craziness.
Yeah, or 2 Sundays
as we roll into November.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Stay tuned. We will see you guys Thursday for that show, and we'll see you then.
Children's Rescue Initiative.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it easy.